flowing through them.
Man. Oh, here we go. MJB in server. And Xiaoma Gaming here. We're getting a look at them.
Hey.
Look at Merkin, look at
Oh.
PLX, man.
Oh, that's
go.
the round start.
And this is the map start. Xiaoma Gaming versus Wicked. Map 2, Nuke. Xiaoma with a one-map advantage so far. Getting into this pistol round, their T side. We're going to see K2 with a full set of util. Second set coming out on PLX. Meanwhile, for the CTs, we got Kit. And a pair of dualies dropped over onto Andrew. And we are live finally for map number 2 here at CS2, brought to you by Fragadelphia and Tap Esports. And it's looking like it's going to be a quick upper pop.
Andrew sitting really, really close to Squeaky here. And now going to go up to Tetris. Going to be a very advantageous position if he wasn't flashed out. Going to be the first one to go down. MJB with a great flash from PL. Going to try and get this plant down. Zeep from above. At least going to get one. Now a 3v4. Hard retake. Xiaoma able to situate themselves in the corners of this map here really well. And shots are coming out. It's all down to Austin. Alone in mini, and Xiaoma's going to get the first round on the board.
Nothing to the highlight right there, but just Wicked, unfortunately, just thinly veiled. I mean, MJB with these back-to-back entries, just ripping the Band-Aid right off. Obviously, still fire red here at the beginning of Nuke.
Yeah, he doesn't need his PC on in between maps to come into map number 2, flaming hot with a nice double entry out onto A, and Wicked opting to force into the second round. Gonna see some 5-7s, some dualies, I believe, and a deagle. Those are 5-7s.
Those are all 5-7s and a deagle.
Sorry, they look a little bit similar in CS2, but Xiaoma, meanwhile, 3 rifles and 2 MAC-10s and good utility on just about everybody. And playing fairly slow, not wanting to give anything over to these pistols, starting to feel out the CT spread.
You see the buy right back up. Zeep gonna be the man to throw out this pitch, and right here, it's right to the floor. Gonna make sure that you have to try and work all the way through what is gonna be this 5-7 buy. They can net profits with the $500 pistols that simply cannot be measured to this full stint, but still poking, still prodding, still awaiting where they're going to bring that golden platter.
See, maybe they'll be able to get a pick here. Zeep in an interesting position. Let's hope he doesn't get hard cleared. But KZ right there with a MAC-10, able to get a headshot. Going to open up ramp for them. Molly thrown down, no one hiding, and they're going to be able to get into lower here. Austin, though, situated in single. So is Andrew. Good crossfire and 2 dually shots to the head. Gonna take care of 2 out of the 5 players. Austin getting another one there on a PLX.
You know what they say about oppers with their deagles, and Andrew reminds us it's always going to be true. $500 pistols, deagles, no problem. Wicked tied up at 1-1, and that's exactly the scenario you want to see. Traded rounds, and they break the economy here literally through 2. Going to be a very nice movement forward into the rest of this half.
And not only do they win that round on their force, they win it with 4. And winning with 4 is going to allow you to start building your economy up. Look at that. 2 AKs and a Galil covered for these CTs. They're going to be able to start building up that bank, but they have to win this round. The force back from Xiaoma is going to be 2, 3, 4 Tech 9s and a P250 on Ellis, and it's going to be a fast play in towards ramp. Zeep here with the MP9, dropping a molly, trying to get down lower. No kills found yet. MJB goes down. Quick trade by Merkin. In towards lower, fighting in towards control as Merkin doubles up and finds Andrew. 4 on 3. Merkin in control, doesn't get a kill. Another on top of it, but K2 keeping the advantage in favor of Xiaoma. Logert is trying to fight out of control with the nade dunk onto Ellis. Draws us level. K2 with an AK recovered in hand. PLX up towards Clock with a Tech 9. PLX trying to fight Mason. A lot of damage, but no kill. A little bit of assist from K2 in control. Still alive somehow. And K2 in a 1-on-2. That bomb planted for him. K2 drops the bomb diffuser. All left on Mason to try and defuse that bomb. K2 can't find it in the smoke. 2 seconds, 1 second. Mason, half HP, and Mason will get the stick in the smoke.
Oh my goodness, Apples. It comes down to the wire there. Wicked, I mean, Mason, he believes in himself. He believes that he's a pro, and you know what they say, never faking even when the smoke is no longer up. The nerve just kept, but the round not by the T side. Wicked. That was just sick.
It was wicked.
It was.
It
I
was
would say
pretty
so
wicked,
myself.
I'll have to say that. I mean, that is the name of the team that won the round. Yeah, great defuse there and really good positioning them on that lower level. Let's see. I don't know. I think we're going to take a pause here. Xiaoma now down one map on an interesting buy. Not going to be able to get rifles, and they're going to have to do another eco with this money here. Wicked. Yeah.
Honestly, I think losing that 1v1, but bringing it all down to one player with the bomb plant, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Xiaoma opt to force back. They know the CT economy is going to be, it's going to be good because they did win with 4, but it is definitely breakable if they can win a round convincingly. So it's going to be an op out on Andrew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Zeep should get dropped over for Mason. Oh, actually, will opt to by himself, so a little bit lighter on util, but
Man.
Xiaoma.
I mean, does it ever come a point where Xiaoma can just go back and forth, right? You do kind of lose this one out to Wicked, right? This is going to be that CT side. It's going to be your map pick, so we get to start where we want. That's Wicked's decision. You see MJB in the middle right there, going to be leading this crew. The captain from Rochester is really putting in the work right here, but in map number 2, at the beginning, Wicked just get the better of them. They're going to have to go blow for blow and try and match it because at least the $700 pistols will. It's going to be K2 and Merkin going to be up with that armor, but just the slight investment. Freeze time with 2 left on the clock. We are back into DE Nuke.
Round number 4, and Xiaoma working with just some deagles here. Opting to save, get that buy into next. And see what these deagles can do. We know that both sides here can be very deadly with these pistols.
Lots of initial damage with the nade there on outside. It makes Xiaoma play just a little bit safer. They do just only have deagles. A couple shots coming through. Mason with that AK could be lethal here if they find a head, but nothing's really connecting. Oh, except for that nade. That nade connected. MGB out of the round for now.
Around the world by this red crate. Mason, leave some for the rest of us, Austin says. Tapping off up above. Austin repositions. They want to find these kills. It's K2. Oh, gosh. Check the ankles after that one. The shoe's going to be very slippery, but Wicked is not. Maybe slipping right forward into their third. Round number 5 is where we got to see this offense stand up, Frack.
Yeah, Xiaoma Gaming back on a buy here, going into round number 5.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's
Oh
disgusting
my
from Mason.
gosh.
2 beautiful shots there outside, and Austin contributing with 2 of his own. And now, full AKs for the T side here. No op out just yet. And let's see what this T side is going to do. Andrew again on the op here, with no casualties from the last round. A quick secret cross from Mason. Going to give these CTs a little bit of breathing room outside. They don't have to worry about the secret drop.
Man. you let these crowd mimes breathe a little bit, you'll get moments like that. But you're absolutely right. That positioning early, I'm not sure it's going to mean much because nobody home. Maybe the man on Marshmallow, he actually has gotten out and equipped, but Mason going to have to get on the rotation because I think A, Apples, it's about to be hit up.
And look at this, Wicked leaving ramp completely open because they know that ramp doesn't matter if they still have heaven rotates and outside space, and it's an A-pop. Logan fighting from back of sight will drop the first, and MJB with a quick trade onto Austin. But these T's are adjusting. They're leaving this A-bomb site, going in towards ramp, and it's all on Andrew, and Andrew gets dropped by Merkin. Dropping down towards this lower site, Ellis with a smoke towards Decon. And maybe a little bit of space to be fought for as MJB finds a second onto Logert.
Looks like they repositioned themselves through ramp. Came up through hell. Leaving Zeep and Mason down lower. I think they're going to figure it out pretty soon as the bomb is going to get planted by PLX. And by the time they get up here, Xiaoma is going to be sat and ready for any angle that they could come out here.
Oh, man. And, you know, one of the things that's about this matchup is really, you know, maybe not a scenario you love to see when these teams are going to be up so close and personal, but basically on opposite sides in this engagement, it's going to be so much more personable. These teams going at the top of Group B and can never stop.
Yeah, and Xiaoma with a double audible in this round, initially looking for an A pop and then opting to go down B. A little bit of...
Hey,
oh, Mason turns around. MJB will go down, and Mason will be able to save here. But Xiaoma initially trying for an A pop, adjusting towards ramp, and then faking the lower hit, coming back up through heaven, getting that bomb down, and converting round number 5 in their favor. 3-2, where we currently sit on Nuke, and the CTs. We're going to get a look at their money in just a second here.
Poor Mason, man. Couldn't last all the way to the end. Tried to go around, but I don't know. Round number 6 is looking a little bit more promising, even if you are going to be super picky, right? I don't know. Sometimes these MP9s on Nuke can just be so flashy.
Oh, MP9s. They're flashy on every map. It's the highest jumping accuracy. Zeep trying to do that. Is going to get pushed all the way down ramp, but that big molly, big damage. Markin able to get that shot onto Zeep, completely opening up this site. Austin, though, sat in double. Oh, you saw the crouch, saw a bit of a crouch there. And now it's a Team K, but they get 2 here off of Wicked. Now it's just Loger and Andrew left here. As the bomb is going to start ticking down.
Very hectic lower hit there as we see a TK come in, but it is Xiaoma who come out on top. And it's a save here for Wicked. Andrew saving that up. Logan maybe trying to pick up an exit to get a rifle. Again, Andrew saving this off. A story we saw a lot on Anubis. And Andrew, who was very, very solid with it on that first map. Definitely very important on your CT side of Nuke.
I would certainly agree. Got to step up to the path at some point, but my goodness. I mean, you see the poise on the face. Round ends and... man, Team Wicked, they're never going to be out of this one mentally. I think when you can get further into the second map, maybe when you have a little bit of a pillow, right? It's not going to beat, right? Everybody says, man, if you're going to be talking smack on land, you got to be doing it this entire time. But you know that it's going to hurt twice as bad if now you're draining in it. Now you have to sulk. They've gotten a couple rounds in a row, so we'll see who's going to take this one forward at a tie game.
Yeah, it's tied at 3-3. We're not going to really see a reinvestment from Wicked, and not surprised they have a full buy going into next. Even if Andrew does go down, Mason has 4.2k. We'll be able to buy an op back out, but Andrew with the op really has a lot to do if they want to pick up this round here. With the only real big gun that they have, he needs to find an opener and possibly drop a retrievable gun or 2 for his team.
Xiaoma now just playing a bit slow. Waiting to see if Wicked's deciding to push out heavily. Ellis with the first kill, and now Secret's kind of open for them to move down to lower, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. MJB, the only one in lobby.
I would say so. Yeah, just gonna be right alone, and I don't know how you gotta get out of there. Maybe just face those problems at another time. But as this thing gets more Arise Apple, the blood pressure and all, you see Andrew just getting in the ace in the hole.
Yeah, this is a hard spot to get more than one from, as he does get one on Mark, but with good spacing, that's almost always gonna be an instant trade. Now it's the Deagle of Austin and an MP9 on Loger to try and claw back, but with Austin going down, it's all on Loger and a 1-on-4. Looking for maybe an exit frag or 2. Again, looking for an upgraded rifle.
Get out, try and be patient for it. I don't know, Apple. You know, maybe it is. Oh boy. MG.
Ooh,
there it is.
Rifle. There we go.
We love the MP9, but you know, when you get that upgrade, I guess you take it. I guess you take it.
Oh, you always take that upgrade. I mean, one shot, headshot.
I mean, I guess if I have to take the
I
AK
mean,
over an
if I
MP9,
got
guys,
to,
maybe
I
you can drop over the AK,
what a punishment.
I
Buy
mean,
an MP9
if I really need to, I will.
Always going to be left up to the offense to dictate what happens, right? This is where Wicks, they have just came in here to the CT side, right? Their opponent's map selection, but Wicked lost out closely there on Anubis. And I don't know, man, they've stepped up to the plate almost every time. But Xiaoma, in situations like this, now collecting their 4th, and honestly, Wicked, it is an optimal time to pause whenever you feel like it, because now you can get in with some of that experience. You know that Austin has got to be preaching to some of these guys with the experience that him, Mason, Zeep, they've all had this, right? Maybe not teamed and officials, right? Wicked this season. Yes, that's the answer, but before, I mean, I mentioned it, and it's not a great memory for me. I mean, I felt just firsthand in some St. Louis Fragadelphia group how Austin and Zeep could just come together, and they did in the regular season. They finally have arrived, and I don't know, Wicked, you'll see them in advance with the season that they have had, and it's a very, very good time, but Freeze right out of here, right flashed into the game.
Yeah, and I think Xiaoma needs to continue dictating the pace of play and here on their T side, and Wicked, again, I think I'll put it without putting too much pressure on him. That off of Andrew, that CT op is often the difference maker here on Nuke. But here, we're going to see a little bit of CT aggression, and K2 walking out ramp, finding a beautiful headshot onto Zeep, and instantly accelerating into lower. And that's where these Ts are going to start swarming.
Yeah, bomb's going to get planted. Logar getting a little nervous at this vent drop, and, you know, I think I would too. We're able to fully invest into this round. Slowly walking with the op. Andrew's going to at least get 1 kill on there, but it's going to be hard for him to fight in here. KZ is watching this vent, so Mason was right to not drop down there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and this is a very difficult retake if you don't have ramp control, secret control, or vent.
Yeah.
Very hard to get down. Andrew does take out the secret player, but Xiaoma posting a 5th.
Does get off of that angle with nothing left up and save Logar. Get out of there, my man. Surrounded. You better come out. No chance. Xiaoma, they're going to take a 2-round lead.
2-round lead and taking half of the guns out of the hands of Wicked. 5-3. Andrew getting a nice kill here, but getting hunted mercilessly by the Xiaoma Gaming side. K2 finding both Andrew and Logert in towards secret. And another timeout for the side of Wicked.
About time. I don't know, Apples. There's got to be a little bit of an adjustment here. Just because, right? Okay, we can go back to the inception of it. It feels not that long ago, but whatever. You can pull out the stat that was an old CSGO BO3 was just as long as an NFL game. They made it shorter in the MR12 so that you can take your time, take your pauses when you need to, and try and make the most of what's going to be a little shorter of a scenario. Now, round number 9 is where you're going to have to stand up with a little bit of half-buy money in the bank, right, with Andrew up. Actually, I'm not seeing him go for what is the snack right here, getting up maybe with this Deagle, right, with a little bit of armor, just the pistol equipped.
Yeah, and moving from CSGO to CS2, MR15 to MR12, if 3 less rounds to play within a half, so you see a 3-5 scoreline. If it's CSGO, you think, okay, we can still win the half 10-5, but here in CS2, the best you can do is 7 now from their position, and Wicked on that CT side of Nuke again, really want to be looking for every single one of these, and Steagle of Andrew, 5-7 on Zeep, and 2 M4s on Mason and Austin. See what they can do in round number 9.
Wicked here. Lots of damage going out onto PL. Just a bit earlier in the round, and Xiaoma like playing this really, really safe, checking their corners, trying to see what parts of the map that they can kind of make themselves known. Zeep gonna get a great kill. The 5-7 onto MJB. That's gonna be a pickup of an AK and ramp control for them.
Oh boy. All the way down. They have that control for it. This entire journey is going to end at the lower bomb site. They follow the yellow brick road, but right here, PLX keeping his team in the game. 3 kills ripped off in succession. Low HP, though. Maybe you can follow Bogdan's law, but I'm not sure it matters for Alex. Unbelievable. Xiaoma, they pull one out of the rabbit's hat.
What is that shot from PLX, whipping it around on a...
That was beautiful.
more than a 180.
270, I think?
2 beautiful kills from Ellis and the one to close it out. And man, oh man, Xiaoma Gaming somehow recover that round.
Somehow, some way. Oh my goodness. You know, I said rabbit's hat. You know, you really pull that out. It is what comes out, right? These guys are really magicians out here, Apples, and I don't know. They keep convincing me so, showing us a new trick in the book every round.
They're getting aggressive here, Xiaoma, throwing a lot of util. Wicked, gonna be the first time that I've seen them throw a ramp molly, not a ramp molly, a squeaky molly here. Throwing a lot of pressure from this A site, not wanting them to get in anywhere. Ooh, Austin mollied out and tucked in. Ellis is taken down, and MJB is too. They read it right. They needed to do this, but now it's just down to PLX with an op, and everyone from Wicked is here looking for them. This is a gun that they want out of their hand. They've been lethal with it before, and Andrew's going to take it right out of them.
And that's exactly what Wicked needed. They needed to shut Xiaoma out of a round completely and convincingly, and that's what they do here. Logert and Austin teaming up on that A site with a little bit of an assist from Mason coming in from Mini. And now Xiaoma with a rebuy. AK's in an op. Wicked surviving with 4. And oh man. Wicked looking.
I got a question for you.
Mark,
you know,
I might have an answer.
You're a man that relies upon protocols and things that we can just make so consistent for our squads and these individuals to try and make these differences, okay? Look, I got my scorecard here. You cannot see it at home, but it says 10. What a ridiculous... I mean, it's not even that complicated, right? Just back-to-back in that second vent onto that triple position. Logart did such a good job of keeping his brother Austin's safety in his mind, saving his life right there, keeping the round in reachable distance. Same with the half. They're going to be getting up back into this one in round number 11.
Look, Logart's 2 kills there, I believe he had. Those need to be instant kills. They need to be a dink, double dink, body shot, something like that, because him and Austin are on top of each other, both at Tetris. In another world, that's a 2-man spray down for one of those Ts, but Logart coming out on top again with another double kill. And now Wicked here in round number 11. Fairly standard setup with Zeep already down towards B, going to be walking up towards Secret. Mason at the back of Garage looking to make sure these Ts can't walk into Mini for free. Will get smoked. Pretty standard diag smokes as these Ts start creeping up outside. And look at this positioning from Zeep. Zeep already, who had started lower, walking up Secret. Ooh, will find one, but a quick trade by Merkin as Ellis kills Mason in Garage.
I don't know about this one, Apples, but right now, Olympus has fallen in a way. Outside, Wicked have just gone all over the course, but unfortunately tripped on something. A rock in the grass, MJB right up here in your face. Perfect up above, converting that, leaving Andrew alone. They'll get the easy ones at least, and get out of Dodge. They have the selection up and with the premium.
Absolutely, and I mean, that was an interesting play from Wicked. They did have an interesting spacing, but the lurk through the smoke that Xiaoma had to get that Garage player was the right thing to do here. Andrew, the last one alive with an op, wants to be able to save this. So he's going to have to go to a safe location, but looks like Xiaoma is already on the prowl. Another op is going to be looking at him, and I do not think he will be watching. Absolutely not. And, you know, that's a trait of the ops there.
The violence. It's too personal sometimes, man. PLX, you know, he loves Andrew on the other side, but they've got such a personal vendetta going, and I don't know, man, with 3 rounds flowing in a row, it's certainly leaning a certain way. The team that was up, the team that picked into Nuke this afternoon.
Yeah, and moving into the last round of this first half, the CTs will have a bye. Will be 3 M4s and an MP9 and an op again out on Andrew, but they really need to do something. They need to get into Xiaoma's face, get it a little bit scruffy. And, ooh, that's a nice shot from Andrew to start it off. Again, almost a collapse, but it doesn't fall in his favor. 2 quick trades back. Either way leaves us in a 3-on-3 with a lot of outside control for these CTs. No remaining Ts out there as they've all grouped in towards lobby. K2 going up towards T-Roof, possibly setting up some A-nades. We'll drop back down as it looks like it's going to be a ramp walk. PLX scoped in.
Only one here is Zeep. Launching from the back corner. Not anymore. It's K2 going to be able to take that kill and open it up for them to go down ramp. But you can see the quick rotates from Wicked is already happening. Going to throw this util down just to keep it safe. Lots of smokes, lots of mollies, and they're going to get this bomb plant. But Logart is already here. This rotate was crazy quick. Gonna have to fight through an army to get here. Oh, great trades here. Xiaoma just knows how to place their players to be able to get them just how they need to. Austin, the last one here on the bomb site, but no bomb in sight. Not sure exactly where it is, and he doesn't know where the players are either.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Maybe
sure,
give
I
attempt
guess.
at a defuse.
I mean,
not today. That was ridiculous. 8-4 out for Xiaoma right there. I gotta say, you know, this was not a winning condition. Line met it all for Wicked. Now going to be on that offensive side themselves. Clearly they had the confidence about it, but you were just 5 rounds away from putting Nuke finally to bed.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
We all need it.
I mean, if we look at the kill spread here, right? I mean, you have Logert and Mason at 8. You have Andrew at 7. Zeep and Austin just a little bit behind at 6 and 5. But none of these CTs are incredibly far ahead of them. 10 on Ellis and K2. 8 on Merc and 6 on PLX and MJB. The kills, these rounds are coming real close in every single one of them. But it's going to be a fast A play. And K2 from back of sight. Oh, man. Trades back and forth, 3 each way. It's going to leave it into a 2-on-2. And PLX with a fadeaway shot onto Andrew. Leaves Austin in a 1-on-2. Getting flanked from lobby. It's going to be Merkin coming in through Hut. PLX that he knows is in towards heaven, and Austin looking the right way. Gets the nice little dink onto Merkin, drops him. PLX dropping out of heaven. Is going to win the 1v1 against Austin and have plenty of time for that defuse.
It's another very valuable pistol round, Apples, and I'm not sure they can give up much more. You know, when you get 9 right next to it, especially, you know, there's a sort of scenario where this could be a little worse. Say the sides are just turned, right? You can get in with a bit of a force if you do so, please. But right here, Austin made it as close as he could. I don't know if Austin is playing on 4-3, but he might have barely seen the player right there up in the heavens. But my goodness, I mean, this is going to meet... Oh, wait, no, they did get that bomb plant.
They did get the
Just
bomb
kidding.
plant.
Yeah,
They
they're gonna
got
have
the money.
those guns up.
They got a lot of kills,
Mark,
too.
we saw this before. 8-4 scoreline into a pistol win for the CTs, but a bomb plant.
Please.
Oh, boy.
Please.
And here, Wicked with 3 rifles, a Tech 9, and a Mac 10. Seeing what they can work with. Some Diag smokes, and Mason getting down secret. Xiaoma Gaming just chilling, not wanting to do anything too aggressive. Don't want to give Wicked an inch because they will take a mile.
Playing it really, really safe here. Austin with the AK, trying to make some space for themselves in lobby, but really just grouping up here. Could be a bit dangerous, and Xiaoma's just able to run it down with them with these MP9s. But it's going to be the FAMAS to get the first kill, but quickly traded out with Zeep and Mason making themselves onto A. Okay, that's the MP9 headshot that I've been looking for. Let's make it another one. No, Andrew's going to deny that, but PLX from outside, able to get one. But here's the thing. 2 of the players from Wicked, very, very low here.
And don't worry, Apples, you know exactly what that means. Is the F1 car that we know to just swerve and try to get these shots up above. The MP9s, it will come from Wicked, and Frack, deja vu again.
Deja vu disaster here on Nuke as Xiaoma take the pistol but lose the buy back. And Wicked posting a 5th round here. And they do it with 39 HP between the 2 of them. Now Xiaoma with no choice but to buy back off a 1,400 loss. It's going to be Deagles. It's going to be an MP9. 4 rifles and a Mac 10. And it's going to be an early duel that Ellis will unfortunately lose. Mason coming out on top of that with the Mac 10. Getting down secret again. Might cause a little bit of havoc. Trying to pull some CT rotates. And there's 2 players down here for Xiaoma. 3 now.
Ooh, Mason's going to get another one with that Mac 10. Making his way through vent and trying to get as much space as he can for his teammates. They are trying to drop their way out into A, it looks like, but they're just trying to hold for the pushes from Xiaoma. Playing this nice and slow and safe, but MGB making his way out. Going to be fined out by Logert. So they're going to make their way down ramp, but guess who's here?
Okay.
It's Merkin. Going to get that lurking player in that at Mac 10. mac and cheese.
Something we've certainly learned about Merkin is through this entire series, he has never stopped working. Every time his squad has needed a play, it's had to come either through the low money, him just popping off, 10 and 11 right here, going to be on the side. Hopefully can save over the moneymaker right here. And Logart, oh boy, he's going to be smelling blood in the water. Let's see if his fins can just get him right into a favorable scenario for this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a really good lead right now for Xiaoma, especially now coming into the CT side. Not much that they're going to have to do, but they're going to have to do a bit more than this. It's hiding here. Logart could be a little bit dangerous. He does get one. Spots another. Merkin going to be able to take them down and does die to the bomb.
Good try.
Man, Xiaoma still has the lead. But it's 9-6, and that lead comes ever closer to being even as they lose this buyback and are going to be forced onto USPs in this next round. Wicked, still a lot of life in them. They've posted 2 in a row here on their T side now with 4 rifles on everybody versus just USPs. Unless things go horribly awry, should be a 7th.
We could get a little silly here.
That's exactly how they're going to get it. I don't know. Maybe that's how you got to brush that one off, you know? Just a little bit of fun that they have crunching into lobby there.
It's a USP round. Get it over with. Get into the guns. And man, oh man. 9-7 now, Mark. Getting close.
Yes, we are. Oh, you do see the op up for PLX. Not back into the hands of Andrew because certainly... is he going for the Galil right here? The man has 10K in the pocket. That's called money management. You know, where many of us, we would strike up. We want to get that AWP. Heck, we want to get that AK. This man is no loser. He will steal on this one and hopefully prove us all wrong.
Do I hear some Galil hate there?
That is not coming from me.
It has such a fast fire rate. Like,
I love my 35 bullets.
I mean,
Love every single one of them.
Maybe also especially the ones that kill.
If you hate the Galil, you better, oh, buddy, you better reconsider it. I don't know.
You need a re-Galil.
The FAMAS has not been on, you know?
The FAMAS is on and off. I feel like it just depends on the ping, but
I'd like
no
to leave it
ping
off.
here. PLX able to get the first one on Andrew. Does get a nice opening op kill.
Very disciplined play from PLX. Getting one, just very smart, just falling away. Doesn't need to chase more. Meanwhile, it's a ramp hit. Merkin and Ellis team up for 2, and PLX gets another. It's all left on Zeep in a 1-on-4, and a nice shot from MJB drops him. And that's Xiaoma, the first to reach double digits here on Nuke.
And it all came right here, Apples. PLX, when he has him in his crosshairs, right, we saw in the first half, Andrew sort of miss a scenario like that. I don't want to say op diff or anything like that because they're both playing insane, but it's going to be those little scenarios like that where you're going to have to rise above your competition.
PLX really puts himself in the right situations, especially on his map pick, I'd assume. It's their choice, this team, and they know the angles that they're able to get a shot, fall back, get a shot, fall back. Exactly what you need to be doing to play the op right.
Interestingly, we see Logart not getting a drop here. Left with $100 and no utility hit. Did have a smoke at the start of the round, but Zeep on 5,300 and Andrew with 4K. A little bit confusing there, but it's a quick upper hit. And a trade either way is going to allow that bomb to go down. Planted for Mini, and it's going to have to be a 4-on-4 retake for Xiaoma. Smoke into Mini and good post-plant positions. It's going to be a flash out of heaven. A swing. Zeep wins the duel, and Zeep doubles down.
See ya. Wave that flag. I don't know. You know, as much money that we're concerned about, maybe Logart not getting that drop, Mason will have to come up with some sort of cash at this next round, but I'm more concerned for the flip side, Apples. When you come out, it's got to be these 2 players saving. You do not have the assets to risk it. You look at this mini-map, it's nobody risking it for that biscuit. So everybody get out, get that 8th. Wicked find their way 1 closer.
Yeah, risking your life for an AK, not worth it. M4 just as nice. I mean, not as strong as an AK, but you're going to keep that in your pocket if you need to.
These 2 shots from Zeep here, just absolutely necessary for Wicked to come out on top of that round, completely denying the attempt as it gets started, trying to retake from heaven, and Zeep finds both of them. Xiaoma taking a timeout, wanting to freeze any momentum that Wicked might be building up. And maybe talking over their buy a little bit, as it is PLX and Ellis saving those guns. PLX on the op, Ellis with the rifle. Seeing what they're going to be dropping over, if anything at all, and it looks like it's going to be pistols. A Deagle, a 5.7, a second 5.7 on MJB.
Some fancy pistols.
Yeah, definitely.
Some nice pistols.
It's actually one Molly going to be out too. I think that's tossed over from somebody to MJB, but they just want to try and make sure that their assets are going to be fully across this team. They want to make sure that everybody's going to be equipped, that Wicked is just going to be able to creep in with it all, and they're going to be able to try and have the answers for him. I think it's going to be out here, just touching Mason early. PLX up above. Could be more patient than he is. Right through the wall, it does not matter.
But look at the rest of this Wicked side. They're creeping in towards lobby and out of door, and Austin has found his way into the cubby of vents. MJB staring down upon him like Batman from the top of Heart with a 5.7 in hand. MJB finds the first onto Austin, tries to drop onto the second. Andrew with a trade, K2 with one back, but Logan with the instant trade. Andrew with another one onto PLX, that's the op down. And it's Merkin and Ellis versus Logert and Andrew in a 2-on-2. But look at this play. Merkin in towards Hut, is going to be getting flanked, spots the player back sight, but Andrew walks past him. Merkin and Ellis make it work, and that's Xiaoma to 11.
You see Merkin kind of stop. It's like, how did that even happen for me? That is like a once in a game, once in a series kind of situation there, and I'm disappointed we didn't see a knife.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, that would have got the dagger between the shoulder blades, but my goodness, I mean, once in a whole tournament, like, oh my goodness, you gotta just feel scoped up for sure.
He had to have been scoped
with the walk. That's a very good point, Frack. And Wicked they got to talk about it. They got to iron this thing out as best they can because, man, I gotta feel
brutal.
For one side of this room, that is the ticket that has been delivered right from the heavens. But for another, it is unfortunately the catalyst that may put them out 2-0 in Group B.
Look at this. T loss bonus 1900, CT loss bonus 1400. Look at the banks of both of these sides. They are scraping bottom of the barrel for these Ts, and for the CTs it's Ellis with a good bank and PLX with a little bit of cash, marking around 2000 as well. But this round means a lot right here. These Ts win it convincingly. Xiaoma are going to be forced into an uncomfortable bye, and if Xiaoma win it here, these Ts are going to be fighting against a map and match point with almost nothing in the tank.
It's going to be an interesting play here. PLX back on the op. We've seen so many great shots from him. Maybe we'll see another one, as we do see op push here from Wicked. So they're going to try and get a little bit of information, but the smoke did get a lot of their visibility out. Trying to push back from there, going back into lobby. Playing this really, really slow. I mean, that was a bit of a not the greatest last round, so just trying to wait for the Xiaoma Gaming team to push out here.
You know what they say? It's all good regain. I don't
Regain.
know how much better you can say. Some of the best teams, you know, joking aside, are the ones that can fumble the ball, stand up the next play, and forget that it ever happened, right? You got to be able to stand in tow here when your nerve is going to be pushed to the maximum, because there you're going to get a free one outside on Wicked. That's Mason that has dropped Ellis. But now as the time ticks further, this A site that's been on the menu for a long time will finally be ordered here by Wicked.
And it's going to be a majority door play. Molly towards Asia. Mason doubling up with another kill outside. And K2, close Tetris, finds two. Back in favor of Xiaoma. Gets traded from Austin out of Hut. And it's Merkin in a 1-on-3. Flanking through lobby. Might find Andrew, but Andrew with a quick 180 there. And a headshot to top it off. And that is Wicked on 9.
I don't think he was scoped in for that.
I
think he was,
guess not.
was sitting there and ready.
Oh, Lord. You see how these nerves are ending, right? I believe Austin's mom is out here, you know, in this crowd. Everybody, grandmother, everybody's supporting out here. They're getting it through. Everybody looking on, getting into the rest of this one. The smoke going to be down. The eyes are on the screen. Round 21 is where you have to see Wicked not drop the ball, stand up against these pistols. K2 gonna do his best Rops impression.
Yeah, look at this interesting push outside. This perfect secret walk smoke set up. I don't think anyone from Xiaoma is sitting here. Actually, I'm lying. It's PLX. Just a deagle to their name. Hiding. Mason doesn't see them, so could get a good first shot. Not going to connect with the second. Quickly traded out, but still, that is damage done. That's an AK out of the game. That's one last person for them to be fighting against.
Yeah, and it's a quick rotate down, and with Austin up here on T-roof, preventing any shenanigans there. Ellis actually in towards lobby. Might see a little bit of shenanigans here.
A little silliness.
But it is going to be the mini wrap coming back up secret, and the A-bomb plant. Zeep Austin finding one apiece. A trade from Merkin, and an AK found. Is a little bit of a saving grace for the CT side. But a 10th round on the board for Wicked.
I don't know. You go back-to-back for this? Wicked are back into the game. This is just like Anubis, excuse me, was pulling us all the way into, I believe it was that 13-10, right as you hit the mark. And it Wicked, they are going to match that first game performance at least. But you know with the money that they're going to be earning in the bank every single round with these players that stay alive for it. It's Andrew that has a lot of that cheddar. Going to have 8,200 to pull over to the next. Merkin, let's see what his squad got in this one. It all had to be fought hard for. Honestly, the damage they were able to get off was very impressive, but Wicked just stood up above. Literally, Austin there, just getting all three, and my goodness.
Great exit kill there. That's another AK that Xiaoma is not going to have to buy a rifle into this. They want to make it match point. They have an op back on PLX. That is definitely the person that you want to see with an op. A deagle, yes, but it's an op. But a missed Molly. Maybe not.
Andrew can hold up above. Nobody gonna be poking. Every round there has been, at least at towards the beginning of, I believe, Wicked CT side, it was Mason, who now practically is in the same position, sneaking right over to Secret. It was the opposite fact, right? It was that CT side that was contesting right up with one player, maybe into the red corner, all the way over to Secret where Mason currently lies. Now they will be trying to stack their chips right here against this A defense. They are top back-to-back on Hut. Obviously, the shotgun down below. Let's see if they can bring the damage from it.
Yeah, K2 tucked in Hut with the XM here. Has the potential to do a lot of damage to this T side. And it looks like it's going to be an upper hit. Zeep opting to walk towards door. And main point of contact will be MJB, the top of Hut. And it's a walkout. One has already made it out. MJB figuring it out. K2 chiming in with one from Hut. Will be swinging back in towards lobby, and a missed shot from Andrew costs him his life. It's on Logert in a 1-on-4 with that bomb starting to go down. Gets the first. Left on 32 HP, unable to get any more. And that is Xiaoma on map and match point.
How did he even get the bomb down?
I don't know. It's quite a brave man he is to stand up like that, make sure they can get that extra bit of money. But Apples, is it even going to matter at this point? You were just going to get out these dreams, tuck them right into the dustpan, sweeping out. Could be a 2-0 here. Can they get off at the top of Group B here with a win on Nuke?
They could.
They could.
They could. They could go all 24. Could go more than that.
OT. So much left we go. Okay. I pray.
I'm trying to make a
place. Don't punch me in the face.
No. I'm trying to make a pun
for
Nuke.
I've gotten some hate for bringing out the Drake lines before, and I don't blame anybody for handling it. But not anybody in the server that's handling it just as well as PLX, handling it with his 16th and still alive.
PLX and Merkin over towards ramp here. Up an AK. And it's going to be a quick audible from Wicked, opting to walk back in towards lobby. And we might see another A hit coming in. Zeep, only a deagle. Logert close behind him. All four remaining Ts. Creeping up. That bomb starts creeping outside.
Yeah. They did leave a lot of the outside kind of open. One looking in from heaven. Waiting to see.
Do they actually bring this one all the way through?
They could.
They're trying to thread the needle, Apples, and Wicked are actually proving that their timings are going to favor them, but this is it. This is what championship teams do, is change the little things right here. Ellis up above, not going to expect him. A 2-man advantage in K2, perfect positioning to put him in the grave, and right here he can get the stone with Austin, who's still breathing, but not for long. A man in a 1v5, the content king. His throne going to be stolen for the moment.
25 seconds on the clock. Austin with it all to do. The man himself will go down to K2, and that's Xiaoma Gaming taking Nuke and taking the series 2-0.
Throw it to our host.
What a victory, what a victory we have just watched here today. Now, of course, that does mean that they have qualified going forward as well. So their job a lot easier from here. Potentially a lot harder opponents ahead, however. But that is them done for now. We might see if we can catch one of them for an interview. We're just going to let them celebrate for a second. Do you want to come on the mic for a sec?
Matt,
Do you want to?
I can interview.
Hello. Little post-game celebrations, of course. Energy high, I'm imagining, of course, that means that you are going forward as well. How does that feel?
It feels great. The last LAN event I was at, I got grouped, so we didn't get grouped this time, so that's always a positive. And bouncing back after our loss in advanced playoffs, I think coming in and winning 2 games in group stage is a good bounce back for us.
And they were pretty dominant victories, both of these, of course. Map number 1 was a pretty decent feel in this series as well. Well, what's the secret? What's been really helping you guys just get these maps over the line so quickly?
Yeah, I think the map pools we had for both our series today were like very well